All right.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hey. Hey Fitz, so what's the plan on the crafted gear for the Sparks? Are we all making weapons or what?
I think the move is going to be like follow your class guide writer, unless it seems crazy. So like Resto Shaman.
I know for both Mistweaver and Evoker, your like early crafts, it says to just send the weapon right away.
Yeah, I think it's probably the move on like the only thing like Hunter. Well, I play Hunter, so I was like, oh, this I'm gonna read, and they're like, well, you should probably craft two off pieces because the first boss of the raid has a gun, and then like you're probably just gonna replace it,
Mm.
and it's worse anyway. So I like maybe there's like a niche scenario. Um, I think healers definitely craft weapons because they were probably second priority over like a DPS under a DPS on like loot prio stuff. So um I would say do your guy like here it's early craft, do your two-handed mace.
Yeah.
I'd probably
All
do
right.
that. Because it gets you it's more powerful, it lasts a long time, right? The optimization of it's not like bad, right? It's just like slightly less good
Yeah.
than the other ones.
It's no wasted crests either, right? So
Yeah. And then you'll have to
Yeah.
sit on it, right? Because like the other way you go, you just kind of like wasting crust.
I I don't think two-handed and one-handed offhand crest save thing though. Like adventure, let's see, yeah, adventure
Like,
crest. Like I think we're fucked that way. Like you,
Like free upgrading, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it translates.
does not. No.
Um, that's a shame, but
It kind of be cheating too, right?
yeah.
If you could
Hopefully.
do your craft insta on your two-hander and then free upgrade any raid weapons, offhand, main hand combo.
any type of yeah.
Rare. Which is because that's why it's weird for like Demon Hunter and then Fury has like this
Well,
shit. Like I just
yeah.
crafted a one-handed axe and I could upgrade my offhand for free on my Devourer because they broke the game or some shit. I don't know.
Oh, reported, bro. Cheating.
Report me. I don't care. Probably need a couple more people hopping, but generally tonight I don't want to take up a ton of time. But like we kind of covered some bosses like 3 weeks ago. We have more prep now. I want to run through like some like I have a couple bullets on each, and then I want to just like let you guys talk about them or like what looks silly or confusing. Um, for as much prep as people have done, and I called it like tank and healer prep because it's more like they have to care because DPS is more like I have like one job on a fight, and then you guys have to know more than them, but DPS are welcome to talk too. But I like the tanks because a lot of the tank mechanic, like especially on like paladins, the tank stuff is kind of weird. On the dragons, the tank stuff is kind of weird. I just want to cover that like briefly before we like do too much. Does anybody have a favorite boss?
Belloran.
Elran. Easy. What's your favorite boss?
Hello.
He's
Hello,
muted.
Conrad.
Yep,
What's your
sorry,
favorite boss?
I was double muted. It's the one that drops a good trinket. right? That drops a good shit.
Chimeras?
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
I,
start
I
there.
would say Chimeras is probably my favorite too.
Yeah, we can start that one. So like so yeah, no people. This is gonna be kind of a weird boss. So I was talking about it today in chat, in guild chat. This is a solo lockout, like a solo ID raid. So you just zone in and kill the boss, and you could prog it and not get saved. So like when we watch Race to Worlds first, there's gonna be some absolutely degenerate shit where they're gonna split this probably like a bunch of times. I don't know how it'll play for us, but like that is something that is a thing. So like a scenario could be we progress mythic week 1 and we do 2 out of 8, something like that, just because like that's all the time we got. You could theoretically go pug this boss and try to prog it with like a pug if it's that easy, or if it's not crazy hard, if that's worth it for you or not, who knows. But that will be something that's like different than other seasons that we've seen to date, just because of how the IDs are working. And if you play Kata, this is like phase 1 of Kata, where we had 3 different raids. We'd like fly to each place and do all that shit. So another thing that's going to be important is like travel time with splits. So like what we'll tell people is like put all your characters in one place, right? And then like log in, and then we'll shift change basically, and we'll already have the people parked at the instance, so we can go fast and like get the groups going, all that kind of stuff. I'll run through some quick things on this boss. 1 second, pull it up. And anything I say sounds wrong to you, just yell at me. So Chimeras is upstairs, downstairs fight. So we rotate groups. This is like a group 1, group 2 soak, so like half and half. We'll have to like even spread tanks and healers. So that's an assign you'll have to kind of like look at before you go. One other thing too, if you can see I'm streaming on YouTube, not Discord. I'm sure my Discord stream. There's a new thing in WoW utils. So everyone who played last season, you didn't necessarily interact with this a ton unless you're a healer. Now there's like a page where you will have all of your assignments like squared away for you. Like, I don't know if I have anything from the season, but basically you will have to have this website open on a second monitor. And it's going to show, let me just go into this other feed here. Required. It's going to have basically like a raider page, right? And it's going to say like player sheet. Here it is. This is what it's going to look like a little bit. So you'll be like, hey, I'm doing Dementius as Viscerioker. Here's all the things I have to do on this fight. And it's going to be like squared for you. So it's like, oh, I have to do soak 1. I have to do soak 3 here. And it's going to do like all the way down for you. And it's going to have like your raid assigns across the top. And it's going to have the bosses across here. So this is like a really important thing that's new that we'll be kind of learning as we go. But just to kind of preempt that with that thing. So if you haven't claimed your character, go do that too. So basically it's a big movement fight. Phase 1, the boss does the tank hit. You get in the raid soak. Pull my back. And then one group goes downstairs. When the group goes downstairs, there's a debuff, and then you come back up, and then group 2 goes down. Repeat. When you're downstairs, you kill ads, you break shields, and then you just basically just there's a lot of ad collection, a lot of positioning stuff. So basically this big ad, these little guys over here, this is like the downstairs. The mythic mechanic, which when we prep for bosses, generally is going to be like prep the mythic thing. So we know it. We'll do the fight as if we were going to do mythic. Just so we learn that the harder version, then we can kind of scale back to the easier one. In the intermission, all it is the boss flies around the room, he poops on the ground, and then he spawns more ads. Yeah, and then the dispel mechanic is basically walk up to the poop circles, and then a healer dispels you. Like here, so you'd have this blue puddle. You would basically just put this over the yellow puddle. You would get a dispel from a healer, and then you basically rinse and repeat. In Mythic, the big mechanic is proximity. So like if you're within, so if you're an upstairs person and you touch a downstairs person, you basically wipe the raid. I don't know if it's an AoE shot or a one shot, but it's going to kill many people. I think the strat we're going to do is like half and half. So like we'll say like the upstairs people live on the left and the downstairs people live on the right. That's TBD because we'll just kind of figure this out from the other people who do this. Talked about yellow circles. Talked about there's also white circles on this fight. I don't know if anyone dug into this one more. But there's basically there's a mini swap that happens too, where you have to trade, I think, one healer and one DPS on the white circles. And then that's where we're going to have pair assignments. So it'll be like healer plus DPS on each one. So it'll be like Luke and Kiko, a swap with Wes and some Fitz or something like that. And that trade will always happen. So there's a healer that says, kind of perma. And then the only thing on the ad priority is we don't want to like insta blast shit. We want to let this kind of group and consolidate, so that we can cleave it down. Also, melees can taunt and do that kind of stuff. And then I think the movements here we're gonna practice on heroic when we do this in normal. In mythic, it'll be more punishing to get this kind of gather, keep moving around, more consistent. But we'll practice it on all the other game modes. So
Now,
I don't
on
know.
those yellow circles.
Yep.
The dispel circles. Does it matter where it's touching? As long as it's overlapping even a little bit, it'll dispel that entire circle.
Yeah, and the min max will be, can you get out of this blue circle like as the placer? If you could get it here, you'll just kill one, right? But if you could cubby it, right, and you can get two, or like you could push it really deep and get three, like that's even better. Obviously, you don't want to kill yourself. So I think the way we'll do it is probably rotate healer dispels too. So like healer 1 and 2 will do the first wave, 3 and 4 will do the second wave. We don't have the weak aura stuff to sort of automate it, so it'll be more like visually confirm your targets before you press the dispel, and like let Luke go first, and then you get the guy who like doesn't do his on that rotation. More questions, please. Thanks. Someone.
How do I get to?
Not on dispels.
Is the raid plan not in Viserius?
I've not put them into the website yet.
Oh,
They're in the
okay.
prep channel. So anything you want to reference for right now is in prep at the very bottom of midnight. There's a top one. I made it no reply, so it's a bunch of links and shit that you can click through.
Got it.
The top one, the bottom post is VODs from Consequence, and then one up from that is the raid planners. If you want to look at theirs, those are slightly different than the ones that I put together or stole from other people, but you can look at those as well. I don't think Camaris is up yet. Goodness, boss. I don't think this will be too crazy unless the tuning is like very hard, or like the ads have a fuck ton of health. I don't know what is going to be too challenging. I'll play video through as well. So this is circle. This is soak. So this will be like half rate soak. Step in. You get punched up. Take a bunch of damage. Take fall damage here. Come down. Now you're in the dead realm. The boss is going away from the big ads. You cleave off the big ads. You try to get everything consolidated. That's the yellow poop that went down. That needs to get dispelled. You can see how that kind of denies area. And you can see the blue circles here. These are the dispels. So that guy was like right in the middle, and he got both. Just blasting ads here. I'll play this faster so we can get through this playback speed. It's going to repeat. We have more circles, more poop. These are the things. The blue's over there. This will be the second group soak. So now this guy's on the upstairs in the live realm. Basically just hitting the boss. If he gets blue, he goes over here. We have all the ads here. Ads need to be killed. We swap hard on these. These can be robbed, I think, and pushed. But they generally need to be slowed in CC, because if they touch the boss, I think they wipe us. And then this is the prio ad, Colossal Horror. See that dispel right happened right there. Got him overlapping. Perfect. Ad dies. Blues go away from the raid. They'll say it not. Let's see if and I'll show you intermission real quick. This is intermission. He's gonna poop a big ass line through the thing. A bunch of ads are gonna spawn. We're gonna grip, consolidate everything, cleave them down. Obviously, don't stand in the yellow. So this you'll have to prioritize getting the dispels, but also don't get fucking beamed in the line. Kill the ads. Okay, cool. Questions? Good on this one. All right, what next?
Paladins.
Paladins?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a tank. This is a tank fight. You want to explain the? One of you want to explain the taunts? Or have you talked about the taunts with each other?
Everyone fight?
Well, I was gonna say,
Yet.
have you guys talked about it together yet?
Not
Not
about
yet.
this boss. Not about any boss.
Okay.
Long story short, we have to track each other's boss, I guess. So I have to track your boss and you have to track mine boss for the judgment cast, right? Because I don't think we're gonna have announcements. Each of them casts a judgment. So when my boss casts a judgment on me, you have to taunt mine and vice versa.
Yeah, before the final.
Yeah,
While the
exactly.
cast is happening, so we don't get
Yeah.
hit with final verdict. And then.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more than that besides us moving the boss
No.
in a circle.
Yeah, I think so too. Clockwise, we are not supposed to get into that one like heal reduced circle thing, but other than that, yeah, it's just as long as I track yours and you track mine, we're good. I mean, it's always blue and red, sort of, right?
Yeah, and we're
Blue
only.
judgment, red judgment.
It's only the commander and the general that we're.
Yeah. The
judging,
other
and
one
then-
can just be aggro. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was the only thing that I needed to talk about.
Yeah.
It's basically a fight we actually just have to play to like see the judgment cast. Kind of hard to see from a video.
Yeah, no, like you're gonna wipe us a
with
few
their
times.
shadows
It's
and shit.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine. So it's
I just saw that everyone. So it is in the timer bar, and I just saw that everyone on like PTR testing they did it wrong, right, on beta. So that's why I was like, okay, maybe we'll just talk about it quickly. Oh yeah, okay, good.
yeah, I think the tank part is the hardest part of this fight. I think everything else is kind of mechanically from at least on heroic, at least mythic will be. We'll see. You don't think so?
Nah, bro,
There's
this is a healer issue.
You think healer problem?
there's
Like as long as we taunt properly.
Well, we're
we'll
gonna
be
7
fine.
heal
There's
this,
so
I
much
think,
shit
so
fucking
it'll be
us.
fine. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
7 heal.
I think you're gonna have a lot
people
of
are
DPS
putting a
getting
lot of
hit by shit.
Double last boss.
yeah. It could be a 10-minute enraged fight. I'm not sure. Okay, so I'll skip the tank stuff, but I can kind of run through basics here. So paladins is a 3-ad council, kind of like soul hunters. There's a holy paladin, a prop paladin, and a red. Every time they get to 100 energy, they ult, and one goes at a time in heroic. I think 2 will ult at a time in mythic. And then after each ult, they drop a consecrate, which is like this big old area denial. Which is why we're talking about the tank stuff. We have to taunt the swap. This basically move them before the ult lands. Otherwise, we're kind of dying. They all have to die at the same time. The HP values are not the same, and this is kind of like a micromanaging hunter mark fight. This will be on mythic. This will be a 3 hunter fight, so we'll have 3 marks at all times. On heroic, there'll probably only be 2 hunters per group. So like you would have to calm like a hunter mark swap just to keep the probably on the high ones to try to keep them as balanced as we can. We'll lust on pull most likely, and then the only thing is they bubble very quickly, which is a mass dispel angle. Otherwise, obviously, lust is no good. Things that we talked about, and I'll talk about each one individually. Over here. So the prop paladin Devo aura has a 75% DR within 40 yards. That's its ult. For the red paladin, it's wrath aura. Anyone in the circle takes 100% damage amp. It's a debuff on players, not a buff to the boss. And then the H-Pal is a massive circle on the ground. If you hit the boss, you 4-second stun lock yourself. So don't do that. And then yeah, basically like the bullets I have is the pre-moving, the mass dispelling, healers is kind of a mechanical. There's a lot of stuff going on here. We'll play video after. And then the Holy Paladin ult is probably the biggest damage thing that we'll have to do healing assigns for. Yeah, it's basically an absorb rotation. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, isn't there a huge healing absorb? But you were about to say that.
Yeah, so it's a healing absorb, which is. Did they have this was mythic only, or did they have? Just play the video of this. Oh, paladins.
You light blinded.
Light
probably.
blinded, right?
It's in the dungeon journal for normal and above.
So they all have it, yeah. Play the. I wrote down here for the absorb. The 3 nearest player stack, it's described that it basically was one tapping people in mythic testing. I don't think anyone killed it in mythic testing. And then there's 3 waves, so you basically split the raid into 3 different subgroups, and you do like tanks and melee and range and healers, whatever it is. And then you just basically pump healing into these guys that are soaking. And then overall, like raid damage is basically ticking aura throughout the fight. Get to the HPL ult.
Is it the same order every time? Like the same boss will ult at the same time?
Should be scripted, yeah.
Should be energy base or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you can see energy bars here. This is the consecrate down. So this is like, you can see how fucking huge this is. It's like 100-yard circle. Everyone has to get out there. I can't tell from these frames which one is which. I think this is the prop pally. Sacred Shield must be the H-Pal here.
Yeah.
Circles.
Mighty Duck in the chat. Jeez.
Annoying. I was trying to hear for the sound
Bro, it's like
cues.
you're falling asleep, Fitz. He's fucking falling asleep, dude.
Got another massive, like, you can see this. It's like large circles.
Damn, what are priests gonna do? Rescue? I'm just memeing. I'm sorry.
They're dying, mass dispelling, dispersing. I don't know. They'll be
I'm
fine.
joking.
Didn't they get speed? Didn't they get something in this expansion? So they're not such a
I don't think
silly
so.
class.
I think they're a silly class.
Isn't there a talent that makes priests leap of faith pull them to the target instead of the target to them?
Could it be?
Spider-Man?
That'd be sick.
Oh,
That would be so sick.
I swear there was something like that.
I think you were drinking that night, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
That's a
Oh,
cool
that
ass ability.
existed,
You should
but
send that
that
email.
doesn't
Does it
exist
really?
anymore.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. I would have played priest.
Is this the H-Ball here? No. It's a swinging swords.
The H-ball is the one that just like does nothing and just casts in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one before these Avenger shields, that was the soak for the healers and DPS, right? Where all the healers get it.
I think so.
I think
Even the
the
groups of like the
Holy
five
Paladin
things
one
you
Execution
can
Center.
make.
be next.
Let me get my spreadsheet 1 second. I have gifts of all the abilities on this fight.
Oh shit.
Wow.
Let's go.
Let's go Google Docs.
So yeah, it's like fucking white and blinding. Can't see anything. So these are the ults here. You can see them. So Holy Pally is the pacified. So if you hit inside this, and then you can see the absorbs on the 3 closest players. So I think the way you're doing this is you're just staggering this rotation, right? Heal absorb on 3 closest. Yeah, so you heal, 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 swap, heal, 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 swap, heal, heal, heal. Prot circle is blue, and then the red circle is the orange one with the axes. So you soak these, dodge, dodge. Basically, it's Soul Hunters, I think, with slightly more tank nuance to it.
You got to worry about that. The holy boss charging when they're doing the ults. Whoever's farthest away from the holy boss will get charged, and that's when she gets that shield that you have the DPS down. So we got to make sure we have an actual player that knows that they're the farthest away.
From the holy one here.
Yeah.
This one, yeah. Probably
when
just
the DPS has to switch and break the shield.
Yeah, probably just have like a hunter as like your baiter, and then tell everyone else to stay in or stay mid. Oh. I think this one's like less of like you kind of have to play this one a couple of times just to see all the shit that goes on. But probably good enough. Where else do we want to go? Next boss, anyone?
Dragon.
It's like it's gonna be
Dragons?
Soul Hunters. It's
Yes.
gonna be a hard one for us.
It's Bright Soul Hunters. They'll be fine as long as people don't quit the guild in the middle of the progression. It'll be fine.
Fits on DC.
Power outaging.
Dude, but his power finally came back.
It only took 1 expansion. Pretty good.
Logo or Rock. Okay. We'll do the dragons next. I think this is gonna be fun fight, but
For the dragons, I already have a question.
yeah.
There is no taunt swap in this boss, is it?
No.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just
'Cause I was
on our
confused.
own side.
Yeah, and then one guy gets the boss that you have to turn into the group for the orb that has to be shared, and one guy gets the dragon with the tether.
Okay.
We don't really do much on this fight, to be honest.
You press mass
Only
grip.
that one pointing into the group with that orb. That will be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's something. So the things is you can't touch these two being like I think we'll put raid floor down, put marks down to aim these at, but I guess the only thing is if you aimed the ball wrong and you overlap these, then we would die. But I think everything else is pretty chill. Let me just
It's sort of set. Sorry to interrupt, but one boss has a tank has a swipe. So and one boss, I think like there isn't even really
One boss is flying,
room
so you
for
can't
wiggling.
move it.
Exactly. Yeah. And one boss is a tail swipe. So it's like sort of set where you point them anyways.
in Mythic they both go on the ground. In Heroic, one flies. That's the Mythic change. I'll run through quick notes here. So this is Veilgore, Izark. We'll just call them dragons. On Heroic, one flies, one's on the ground. In Mythic, they both are on the floor. They have to be kept 15 yards apart. This is not relative to their red circles. Like when you target something, you know how like they glow red underneath. It's not measured from the tips of those. It's actually measured from the center of the hitbox. So you can actually get them closer than what you think. We'll need to check that. There's a tail whip on Veilgore, which is a big old knock if he, faces his tail to the raid. And then he needs to be kept perpendicular to the group at all times. So the breath, this is, I think, an important one. Whoever gets targeted by the breath, it's, which one is breath here? Yes, Dread Breath. This is not this is like a private aura from what I can tell. So there's not going to be any way for me to call who it's going to be on. You have to see it and move it. So if you don't see this and you blast us, then we kind of die. So I think here you'll have to probably sound cue yourself. So like if you're in Big Wigs or NSRT, whatever sound cue you're going to use for private auras, you need to make sure it's something that stands out from your usual sound cue. It may cast across and say like beam on you or something like that. Just make sure you know if it's on you and get it away from the raid. If it hits the raid, we wipe. I think you can also Tremor Totem the fear that comes after this, but not sure.
I think Tremor Totem from the game. Just kidding.
Do we still have it? Is it still in the game?
Yeah,
no idea.
we've got it. Yeah.
Okay. Null Beam. So this is basically targets the tank and it tethers all the people to it. When you snap the tether, it's going to blast the raid. So I think in heroic it should be fine enough to just everyone snap their lines insta. Probably with personals or something like that. On mythic, we'll probably gonna have to do is like stagger this into 3 or 2, 3, 4. We don't know how much the damage is gonna be tuned to, so we don't just wipe ourselves doing that. The higher for the tanks, the higher number of stacks you have on you, the weaker the pull is from the tether on the raid, but also the more damage that you take. Obviously. So I think what would happen is if you AMS the beam, you would take no stacks, which would be the strongest pull possible on the raid. So I think there's a balancing point where you need to figure out the appropriate number of stacks that you're taking on this thing. Let me pull this thing down here. We can look at the pictures.
Well, tank
Go ahead.
tethers or untethers himself last, right? Because the last hit is the one that does big damage. So the healers get to recover the raid first, and then the tank untethers himself.
Yep. This is the frontal I was talking about. You're gonna get the purple arrow on you. And, you'll see this. This is the built-in thing now. I think for like the raid bigwigs that will tell you who has the breath. So I may be able to comment from there, but you still need to be able to see your head, move you out. No one can really save you unless like a evoker rescued you. So it's going to be a movement speed. Sprint to the edge.
Do we know how many times that goes off before the intermission?
I don't have the timeline in front of me. No, we can look that up.
Adds every 30 seconds.
It was at a cadence where you cannot mass grip, right? All sets.
Yeah, it's like every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's similar to the murder roll, just fucking stack. Like overlap a little.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not giga stack, right?
Does one mass grip get them all together, or are you gonna have stragglers?
That depends on how clean people stack them.
The VODs I saw were just full mass grip insta. Everything was just obliterated. So I think we'll play at least one blood DK for this. We'll see. Again, if this is tuned super hard and like we need 2 blood DKs, we can play. And heroic's not gonna matter, but for mythic we may do that. We'll copy what other people do on that. This is the tethers over here. You can see, and this is the snapping that happens once you outrange it. Yeah, once.
Do we will both have our blood DKs ready? I mean, I've been keeping up with mine.
Either both of you can, if you're both keeping blood DKs, you're welcome to do that. The other option I was gonna say, Ethan could play blood, and then we can swap someone out for that fight if that's easier, and that way someone doesn't have to maintain a blood DK. If you don't want to, up to you guys.
Well, I think we'll both have one if
Yeah.
it's necessary. I have seen fights though where, so I have seen tests. Was this boss tested twice? Because I've seen versions where they only spawned like 5 ads or so.
They changed a lot of it between the second and like the third testing session, I think.
Because I think initially everyone in the raid had a circle, and then the other time only the people in range to that boss had a circle.
Yeah.
And that is a significant difference in like how many mobs you have to handle.
Yeah. So we'll calm this as we see other guilds do it, and then we'll rip their strats. And then let's talk about Gloom. So this is a top right up here. This is a ball. The tank basically positions which way this beam is going to shoot out. And it's going to basically run through the raid. What happens is like you need a certain number of people to step into it and soak it, which will change. On heroic, I think it's 5, and on mythic, I think it's 7. After you step in, what happens? You get a minute long debuff of taking damage. On mythic, you get a minute 30 or minute 20. And you also get a like a sprocket debuff where you cannot touch other people who also soaked for about 12 seconds after the raid, or you insta die. So you basically get polarized in mythic. So it'll be like half the DPS, and then spread and be super safe for like 15 seconds. Heroic, you just will probably have like melee stand in gloom, range stand in gloom, or something like that. You just get in there. We don't want tons of people doing it, but it should be somewhat lenient on heroic for us. This is what the gloom would be. So we'll have this aimed at a marker. So we'll probably say like first gloom goes to diamond, second gloom goes to square, soakers for diamond, soakers for square, something like that. That's, I think, pretty simple. That's the basics of the fight. The intermission is this basically another ad spawns, and we get kind of cut off from the rest of the room. This is the gold piece here, so you can see where the room is all gold. We have to kill this ad. Everyone needs to be sort of stacked in the middle, and then the people who get circles basically take them to the edge. We may also take the boss to the edge and then put the circles away, depending on which one seems cleaner and what the general strat's going to be. And if your glooms touch, the whole room turns purple and you die, like this thing over here. If we don't play, even if we play 2 blood DKs on this fight, there's going to be a third set that's sort of uncontrollable. The strat on this is going to be something like making a box with knockers. Knocker box, you want to call it that?
I don't know if you can say that, but okay, go ahead.
Let me cook, bro. I don't know if I wrote it down, but that's more of a myth. Oh, here, there's a picture of it. So this is like you put, so say like you get evokers on the outside, your cleavers go on the inside, and you basically have everyone like typhoon, sweep, push everything to the middle. When you don't have a mass grip set. People were 3-tanking this on PTR, so I don't know if that tuning will allow that. We can run 3 blood DKs, I guess. Who knows?
No, don't be retarded.
If it changes it from 100 to 10 pulls, I'll do it. I don't care. All right. Anything else on this one? Questions? Someone ask me a question, please.
I mean,
For the gloom fuck up, is it if the balls touch each other or the players with the debuff touch each other?
If the balls, the zones balls touch, like if these two were to overlap, basically, then they would grow and it would kill you.
That gloom, is it an initial hit and then ticking damage, or is it just ticking damage?
I believe it's initial and then it's a long tick. So it's like a minute of debuff monitoring on the 5 people or 7 people who get.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, is that something that we want to, like, Devo aura plus, I don't know, like a barrier kind of thing? Or is it like we just want to have a CD? We probably just want to just have some CD down.
It'll be probably like there will be general CDs around the burstier parts. I'll, like, when we get the logs open for this, for the damage parts, we'll take more careful on that. I think the gloom part will just be someone has to fucking like heal the debuffs, right? Like you can't just, I'm just, like, it's, like hot classes are hotting. Like, someone has to triage them. Like, don't forget about them. If they're in Narnia, like, if you have a debuff, don't outrange your healers, like, the basic stuff like that. And also the people with debuffs who soak are attentive to their own lives and to a lot of, health potting if needed. Defensives.
Yeah, like, is that something that we want to, like, set up a stasis? Like,
in Mythic, we'll pay more attention to the setup there, but Heroic will just say, just heal the people.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, let's go somewhere else now. We did Paladins, we did Dragons. Tic-tac-toe, do we need to talk about this at all?
No.
Seems simple enough.
Does anyone not know how the tic-tac-toe boss works? No one wants to ask?
So tic-tac-toe is 7 in a row, right?
7 in a row.
I'm kidding.
I didn't watch this boss, so I have no idea what's happening with it.
Okay. All it is there's a tic-tac-toe grid. There's going to be ads that spawn. If you don't beat the boss in tic-tac-toe. Like if he spawns too many and he completes his 3, then we die. We basically every single set of the 3, we kill 2 of them. To remove the portals, you have to, I believe this is in Mythic, the 2 dispels have to go to the shield and they have to get dispelled under the shield, and then the raid has to stack into the dispel or into the soak to get rid of the thing. So for 4 healer, I believe this is one of those things goes away on heroic, or it's an added mythic mechanic. So basically 2 healers would go on the first one, 2 healers would go on the second one for the dispels. And we'd have to vocally calm those 2. There's a bunch of ads that spawn. Good.
Quick question. For the soaks, are we gonna do range and melee group? Because first tank, like the tank who's tanking the boss actively, will get the first soak. That can be a melee group, and the second tank already positions himself on the second ad that
Yeah.
needs to be, avoided. So that could be the range. We could just do melee and range.
That's probably how we would do it. It's the simplest to just do melee and range, I think, unless we're skewed too far in one way. Basically in between the tic-tac-toe stuff, there's just like little ads we have to kill. There's this like solo soak mechanic. It's called Desolation. That just like one person has to go and soak it. And then there's a weird intermission thing where they shoot basically like this like parade of horses and things comes running through, where it's going to be 2 lanes are dead and 1 lane is safe. So we'll just ping like middle or right and just like don't get run over. It's quite simple. I don't super anticipate much trouble. This is the grid. The grid is not exactly like a square, but we'll put floor markers down in the order to basically signify what the zones are. The 3 will spawn. We'll ping where we're going. The boss will get dragged over here. This is the soak. In heroic, I don't think there's any dispelling. So they'd be like melee stand here, and then range stand over here in the second soak. I think in heroic, everyone could probably just stand in it. And then the third one's going to enrage or start doing other stuff because this is the spot he's going to claim. And then, yeah, just don't let him win, basically. The second boss is Voracious. The only thing I want to talk about on this one is it looks like the meta that people were trying to do is assigning DK grips on left and right walls. Let me show what I mean by that. This is like a pretty standard like patchwork fight with like minor mechanics. You lost on pull, you heal a lot. There. Video sucks. So what they were saying is like for the bugs, what they were saying is DK go left, DK go right. So if we had like Zace and Ethan will be right wall and Zace would be left wall. As soon as like they pre-position for the spawn of the bugs, so like something that comes out like bugs, and they're gonna fixate. Okay, so when these blister creeps spawn, basically DKs would insta yoink 1 left and insta yoink 1 right, and then whoever sees that, they need to follow their grip dad, and then you just kill all the other bugs on the walls.
Do you think that's necessary, especially for like heroic normal?
Yeah, it's probably for mythic. I don't.
The second boss.
For mythic, it should be easy. I don't know.
They can't be gripped on mythic.
Are they ungrippable?
Oh,
Yeah.
They were saying for mythic only on some of the strat stuff, so I don't know. I mean,
the play here is just don't be stupid.
I saw.
Well, we're going to wipe to this because it's like when, especially in 30-man raid, right? When you have so many, there's going to be an extra set of ads. So I think there'll be 6 bugs.
You only need 2 to break a wall.
Correct.
As far as I know.
Yeah. The comm is don't be dumb here, right? So if you saw like someone go right, you go the other way. And also melee can't take they should not take their bugs to the front here because you're going to floor deny. Where your creeps die, they're going to leave puddles. So if you take away melee space, you're just not going to have melee space for the rest of the fight.
That is a mythic ability, no? I think that isn't the case in Heroic.
I'm talking mostly about mythic. I don't care about heroic too much.
Oh, okay.
This is the heroic VOD, but I can show you the. Does that count if this doesn't get overlapped with the wall? Like if a bug died.
Probably not. I assume it has to overlap.
Right? Like if it misses by like a half centimeter, it's probably just not going to count, right?
Hopefully it didn't count there, right?
Yeah. So like when we go and do this on Mythic, which we'll probably do like the same week it opens, you will take the first sets like all the way back as far as you possibly can, which is maybe the DK grips will help more. But we're gonna lose a fuck ton of uptime. It's fine. We're just need to kill this boss. So, and we just want to keep our front clean. He does a big shooting beam. We all stack up here. We press Spirit Link or something and heal the raid. Easy boss.
Really quick for tank mechanic.
2, 1, 2
times, but you only go on the first 2 ones, or you swap after the first 2 ones. I feel like that may change, but I guess that is how it is for now, because it's really weird mechanic. Like
yeah.
he slams 4 times, but only the first 2 apply a debuff, and then you basically take 2 that do not apply debuff, intermission, and then only the first 2 again. I don't know, but yeah, that is how it is.
Yep. Okay. I think the bugs in Mythic will be pretty, like you'll have to probably open mic your stuff too if you see, just to get these split evenly. The grip may just be a dumb idea, but I saw two different separate guilds talk about doing it. That's like a pretty good solve. So, yeah.
It just looks in the dungeon and they changed it back to where you can grip them in Mythic, so ignore that.
Okay. They are grippable. Nice. Yeah. So it's basically it's tank mechanic. They have to do their things. The rings go out. He yells at us. We go in intermission. We kill the bugs on the walls. That's all it is. Saladar. So this boss is going to be quite fun. So the tanks have to move this boss constantly. What's going to happen is a bunch of orbs come out of the walls. And the entire mechanics of the fight is keeping the balls away while we are doing like semi-priority damage on them. Let's get a video. So the tanks, I think like for you guys, like keeping the boss semi near the ball so that we can get, so at least melee can get uptime on both will be good. Maybe something to practice in like normal and heroic before we go to mythic.
Well, the tech is he spawns orbs from the 3 gates.
Yeah. So like
right?
here, like this guy's not doing it right. Yeah. So like what we would do is take him to the door. Let me find a idiot doing it.
Have him at one door ideally or nearby, like this. When the orb comes out, and then we just drag, I don't know, clockwise, and then whenever his energy is full, we pull him a little bit more towards the inside so that we can get the bin thing, and that's it. I think normal and heroic, it's manageable. The challenge here is probably be to convince range to do the kicks. Wow.
Yeah, well, I'll talk about the kicks after. So basically, the ball will come out of the door. Boss goes to the ball. We kill the balls. The only thing about killing the balls is that they put raid debuff on you, ticking dot. So you can see this goes up here. It lasts 10 seconds as soon as one of the big ones dies. That means is we do not want to overlap these too poorly. We don't want to kill all the balls at one time. So basically, we'll count like 3 seconds on debuff. The other one will be getting low, and then we'll push and say kill the other one. Another important mechanic is the actual kicks that come out. You'll see them coming here. In one mob at a time is kickable in Heroic or Mythic. One of the changes. Basically, all of these ads spawn and they just need to be kicked for them to go away. They can be gripped. They can be kicked. Rop is good because it can double proc on some of these guys. It'll just pulse kick. See if I can find better footage of this.
Yeah, so this is Mythic, so there will be multiple. In Normal and Heroic, I believe there's only one. Maybe two.
Where's Kalamazoo? Here we go. Here. Sorry. Okay. So ball, we kill ball. This dies, puts debuff on, we kill the next ball, let our dot fall off. Dot is about to fall, kill the next one. You are going to get these star formation shooter things. The tech here that what I want to happen is I want the boss to be safe. So if you do not have target on your head, you can stack on your boss. And then your responsibility as someone who is targeted is to put your star as so to make the boss safe, right? So if you have a V, put your V, you know, so that it doesn't, you know, kill the raid. You see, like that's safe, that's safe. Just make sure that whole zone doesn't, you know, clap the middle of the boss area. So we'll call boss room always safe. It'll shoot these slow lines out. This will do some damage. I don't really think it's as bad. In Heroic, I don't think it'll one-shot you. And then it repeats. We go to the ball. We hit the ball. See if we get a kick here.
Can I add to that last mechanic, the star spiky sort of thing?
Mm-hmm. Here.
Some guides state to swap at 10 stacks. I would say this is the tank swap mechanic though, because one tank also gets the star, which is also stated in a lot of videos.
Okay. So you just jump yours out and you swap them.
Yeah, this boss is really freeform. I mean, we just can't get high stacks, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to, if we get it. But then the thing is, I looked at the timeline. I think this ability comes out every 30 seconds also. So I don't think our stacks can get that high within 30 seconds.
I think we'll be at like 5 or 6 stacks by 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't know how they're holding it for 10 unless they're just dropping the star right in the boss.
Maybe at this point the star wasn't at tanks. I don't know, but yeah, okay, stars. Thanks for.
Yeah, that's why I'm fine. However you guys want to do that. Kill balls. I can talk about DPS timers in a second since this is. Okay, so this one we would leave the boss floor clean. The guy who's in the middle of the raid, this would be a no good position. Obviously, you want to jump this out here and make it safe. Like
that's the tank.
Is that the tank? Like this one here, I don't like this line a ton because this one is gonna maybe clip through the middle of the raid. He's moving it a little bit, so those are good. We just want to keep this area safe. And then he's gonna go into his spin. So the spin, we're not really gonna ever be in the middle of the room like this. We're usually gonna be over here on a side, and the bosses will sort of sidestep this off, and he's gonna go into this line spin. All you do is move with the lines. It's also going to pulse dam, so this will be like an AMZ in the middle where you just stay in the AMZ or Spirit Link or something. Some good healer cooldown. The DPS time, this is also a damage amp during this spin. Problem is it's a really bad timer. So it's a 1 minute 45 first timer amp, 3 minute 45 amp, and a 5:45 amp. So 2 minutes are kind of fucked. 3 minutes are kind of fucked. You can hold the second one to like 3:45. It's going to be probably not like super min-max. You just send your CDs when they're up and probably just ignore playing the amp too much. And then one thing that was in Mythic testing was the drop-off mechanic was doing insane amount of damage. Let's see it. Go back to... Basically, this was two-tapping people where they would place the puddle Yeah, here, right here. So it's a lust on pull. This is something that like I think healer attention is pretty required. He gets it at some point in this fight. It loads. Here. So when the blue circles go off, these are drop off on edge mechanics. This is very, very, very dangerous. So like this 3 people who had it here, you can watch his health. He's gonna go place. He's gonna have defensive going. He's gonna take first hit, place half, second tick, almost dead. And this is with like heroic gear. And this is mythic. But this is something that if it is as tuned on PTR or on beta, is like a healer has to stay with these people because you can see how the boss moves on this situation. The boss will be moving like over here and these people will be going opposite. The healers cannot just follow boss. They have to have like at least someone playing mid-range to be able to reach these guys, personal them, do something to them so that they get, you know, direct healing through the situation. And if you get these circles, you just obviously just defensive through it.
How many targets? I guess this.
This is mythic with 3, so heroic probably 4, or I don't even know if it goes on heroic or not. I think it's
4 targets, but
this example of lines. Keep the boss clean.
Yeah, I see 4 puddles. There's one way over there behind the boss.
Yeah.
I think the 4th goes on the tank because that's
is
where they
that
moved
what
the boss. Yeah, it looked like that's where the 4th one was.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Were you talking about the stars? Sorry, I was not there.
No, the puddles. It looked like the 4th puddle went on the tank, or someone just ran with the boss over there.
Maybe it was a melee.
Interesting.
Maybe there was 3 range and 1 melee or something.
Yeah, and I guess if you get it too, like don't just go as far as you can away. Like obviously get out of the middle of the room, but just if you outrange healer, you probably just rot to death if you don't have something.
Can you immune it? I know Banchers didn't turtle it, but I
Not
wonder.
sure. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, here it goes again. You can see how they're going.
There's 4. Yeah.
There were
4.
4. Yeah.
Like you see this guy over here. This guy, like I don't see how he doesn't die unless like someone over here reacts to him.
The mage too. I don't know.
You can watch the HP bars here in a second. Boom. Here.
Yeah.
Basically done.
Is there a healing absorb that goes up on that?
It looked like there was a healing absorb as well after the second tick.
So in Mythic, the kick in Heroic, you just sort of see something, you kick it. In Mythic, what it's going to be is a cascading kick order. Let's see, it's probably overlapping with this. This gets hard because there's these hard overlaps too. So like here, you'll have puddle placements into CCs. Like go to wall and you see all these ads come out. Basically, there's going to be a designated order of which one needs to be kicked. And Northern Sky should have a helper weak aura or add-on for this thing, which will give you something above the plates. See, one's kicked. This is not working for how it is. Basically, the one that's green is the one that's kickable in this set. When we set, you can see like this one is the one that should be kicked first. They kick it, then it moves to I think something behind. They kicked it back there. Then it's this one that needs to be kicked. And then there was another one. So this will have to be assigned somehow. It'll be a little bit probably a copy paste from somebody else how they do it. If you miss kick, it denies like a huge circle floor for us to go around. Basically, and then just rinse and repeat, killing all these silly ads and moving the run. You're basically running around this arena for like 7 minutes, just doing this stuff over and over again.
Now, when you say miss kick for the denial, is it if you kick the wrong target or if you just don't?
If it times out,
Okay.
if you send a kick into the wrong ad, it just won't register. It'll just sit there and nothing will. It'll be like nothing happened. I think the priority, it'll like the way I'm thinking of it is a priority system. So like anything that spawned close to the boss would be like a melee kick. Anything that spawns like super far away is probably like a hunter mage kick. And then anything mid is probably like a monk rop or like a, like you kind of have some prioritization to zone in because it's gonna be completely dynamic based on where the boss is positioned on how things spawn to it. And like it's just like if you're a melee, if you're a Fury Warrior, you just like gotta go jump and hit something to like save the raid at some point. It's okay. Doing that. The dragons, the paladins. Crown of Cosmos doesn't exist yet, right? And then we'll do Baloran now. Did I miss any other bosses? Is that it?
I think it's just Baloran and Lura.
Lura is a TBD memory game.
TBD memory game. That's a way to put it. I like it.
Do you do
I like it.
do you do Dream Rift yet?
Yeah, we talked about that first.
Okay.
Okay. Baloran is a big, colorful chicken that's light and dark. Or for the colorblinds, they're green and
Whoa.
more green. I don't know what color this would be, but so you are assigned light or void at the start. So you can see all the characters are purple or gold for us good seers. This is something you'll have to recheck throughout the fight. So this is something where like I would recommend putting like your debuffs somewhere close. Like I think this guy has his debuffs right here. Because like once you're in the middle of the shit and like your color changes, it's going to be hard to just play off of yourself. The first important mechanic is quills. So every so often, the boss will shoot a quill. So he is currently assigned dark or void. He's getting a light quill shot at him. Who's supposed to stand in the middle here to help save his life? Anyone know?
Light.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. The light person saves the same color quill. So if you are light in the situation and you see a quill, you go stand in that quill. And like in the other way also. If you do not intercept the quill, like here, and that's a devourer, this person dies. This is the ball wall. Is that what we want to call it? I don't know if that's the right name. This is a same color soak. So for us, the boss will sort of sit and anchor at a moment. The light people will clear the balls. And then on the opposite side of the arena, the darks will clear the balls. No, the voids, not the darks.
Now, can you clear more than one, or do you get a debuff?
I believe you get a debuff when you do it. So you're not going to just run through. You maybe could like pally bubble clear some, but you probably just take one or two.
Is there any reason we need to clear like
edges?
less? No, like if we got 20 people, can we clear all 10 of one color and all 10 of the other, or whatever? There's no like doesn't do like raid damage when you pop one or something.
I'm pretty sure there's
does damage to the person who soaks it.
I'm pretty sure you would kill yourself if you took more than one. You can watch HP burst here.
But I'm saying like as the raid. Right, like, it looks like they clear multiples, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just it looks like it might not even hurt you, or if it's very minimal.
Minimal personal damage, so clearing more. It's not like big raid damage goes out every time it.
Yeah.
Or something. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So I think that's.
Well, it might give you a dot.
I don't see anything
saw
on.
Some debuff on.
I don't see. Yeah, I only see color frames on here. This is what we would call intermission. He's going to death drop down here. He's going to turn into an egg. And then he's going to basically pulse this little dance formation for us. So like here the sequence is he goes up. We come to a mark where we're actually going to put a gate here so we can get in insta. We'll gate on the knock, kind of like Sprocket when you take the gate to the elevators. So you get knocked back, gate, boom, in, or to go through it. And then you're doing your colors, right? So here you're knowing your color and then you're doing your thing. So this is a void guy. So he's purple the whole time. It's going to pull. So like here, obviously they have one small space. Everyone else has everyone else. So lights get in here. And then also at the overlapping point, we have balls, right? So this is where the coordination gets a little bit difficult. You're going to be dancing and soaking at the same time. So this is where when you have an opportunity, you would have to take the soak through, right? So if I'm a blue soaker, or if I'm blue in this point, I need to get to this blue orb by the time it gets to like this sequence. So here I'm like jumping out to do the dance deep. The yellows here, this one probably has to travel all the way through unless like there's no way to really get to that one. And you're probably just dodging. Let's see. He flew through it here before the pulse actually went off, which is good. This is probably the hardest part of the dance part. In heroic, there's not the ball wall that comes through on the dance. It's literally just being in the right pizza quad as you go around. The color changes is important. You do not always go from light to void. You can go light, light, light. You could be light the entire fight. You could be void the entire fight. Every single sequence change, it's just completely random which one you get again. So you have to constantly check for what you are.
The balls are random, not on a line.
In Mythic, yeah. In Heroic, there'll be a flat line. Soaks, you soak same color. You can hit any so you can see quills are coming out. A key thing to know here is that everyone can hit every color bird. So like cross dotters, if you're playing Shadow Priest or Warlock or something like that, you're still dotting up all of your stuff here. However, you cannot interrupt across color. That makes sense? Interrupts are color locked. So you can only interrupt same color.
Man, those heal absorbs, they do a lot.
They're thick, yeah.
It looks like the dot goes away when you clear the absorb too.
And once you kill the bird does not actually die. He goes into egg. Same thing. We go to our mark. We go to moon, which has the gate on it. 3, 2, 1. Gate into your colors.
It's 3 cycles, right? Like it's 2 eggs and then you kill it on the 3rd.
Well, it depends on how fast you are because, well, the egg is the boss, right?
Yeah, egg is the boss.
If the egg dies,
Egg
fight
is
is over.
boss. Yeah, that's okay.
No one killed this on Mythic in testing, so you don't have it all the way through, but that's what it looks like.
It's probably a soft enrage. Like if you don't get it past like the 2nd egg, there's probably the
In Heroic, we'll kill it, I think, in 2. So why
It's like you can soak multiple orbs.
I think after every rebirth phase, it puts a 10% healing decrease. So like a soft enrage.
This is Heroic. So you get colors assigned insta on pull. Soaks go to edge. This is light soak here. Puddle will grow. Kill the egg. Ready for gate. Take gate into middle, into colors. Obviously easier to be closer to boss here. The further away, the more you have to travel. You should be relatively in melee range at this point. I think this is a damage amp as well, but I don't know if you actually delay less for it or not. Look at that.
I don't think it's an amp.
Or that you would want to do more damage to the egg, right? That's the...
Well, yeah, you want to have everything available at the egg if possible, right? Because, well, you can play the bird phase unlimited time, but
right.
egg has to die.
Like it may be like we less on the second egg because maybe that's closer to like a 3-minute timer or something like that. Soaks go here, so now you get 2 soaks. And then you go straight into quills. It would be good to not be on the spawn of your quill also, so your teammates actually have an opportunity to save you. And this is the heroic version of balls. Just clear near the boss. And then the lights come across the other side, so you just need to make sure you don't get wrecked by the other ball. Killing the eggs. And repeat. Back into intermission, take the thing. Questions?
But fun fight.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do that one.
This should be the best fight out of the ones we've seen, I think, from like a creative standpoint, like a visuals. But who knows? Any questions about like how like just ongoing next week? What anything that people need to do or don't understand? Like raids or splits or characters or anything before we go? We can talk more tomorrow as well.
I was gonna ask tomorrow, just like, or I guess kind of more for everybody, but like, what we expect to have done after that first week of raid.
Yeah.
Like,
if you look in the prep channel, I have like a schedule typed out, and again, I'll show this to the bigger group tomorrow, assuming more people show up. Basically, what we're trying to accomplish in week 1 is splitting both heroic and normal 2 times. So all of the bosses that are available, which is just the Dream Rift and the 6 boss raid. So it'll be 7 out of 7 2 times, which is 14 bosses times 2 because we're going to do it on heroic and normal. So it's 28 bosses we're going to get through in that time period with loot for both splits, right? So there's a lot to get done, and some people have asked a little bit about like what do I have to gear to, like the eye levels on the alts. We're basically sending as everything we got to be able to get through all the stuff in the first week, right? So all this gear is sort of temporary. We are min-maxing like our efficiency through the first week so that we're not having to use. Hopefully we don't go overtime, right, to do all the stuff we need to do. We have Monday as well, so it's 9-hour, but I expect to get everything done hopefully in 6, unless there's like a really hard proc boss or something like that. And then like with your split characters or specs you have not played before, like you got to get very comfortable on those classes, right? Like if you are dreadful on your split alt, it will be more likely that we don't bring your split alt and we just downsize the raid versus someone who just like, playing very poorly. So, do not neglect the split alt. Spend time learning it, understand how it plays in raid, etc.
Sick. Is that Ukraine right there? I mean, that's all I keep thinking of when I look at it.
Yeah.
The Ukraine. Oh, the color scheme.
Yeah, go back.
Yes.
The flag, right?
Just looks like this for Haas, right?
Wow. Jesus.
He's gonna be assigned to let him know where to go for this fight.
He's gonna be a /follow, right? Someone's got to take him through. If you're colorblind, /follow, it's great.
Would it worth it's gray since they're colorblind?
It's gray. Any other questions? I'll let people get back to stuff. Okay, cool. We'll talk more tomorrow. Tomorrow is I'm gonna like run through our rules and like expectations and like things that have changed since last season going into this season. So I think that will take like 30 minutes. And like if you have questions that you want to ask, I would ask you like write them down and ask me then so that like the whole raid can hear it. It'll be more interesting than me just yapping at you the whole time. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for coming.
We have a 5th person for the M0 group.
Not
Oh,
that person.
who needs to go to that?
Not that person.
Do we want? We didn't finish our 6 o'clock one either.